This is the DI Podcast for the Disney Ignorant. And we're here with our main host, all-knowing Allie, who knows so much about Disney she often knows more than cast members, and her trusty sidekick, me, barely knowing Phil. I'm basically the ignoramus that asks the dumb questions that most people, I think, have. And we can pick all-knowing Allie's brain and find out some more about Disney that we didn't know 2 minutes ago. Okay, Allie, what are we talking about today?
Well, today I'm going to talk about a possible Star Wars 5th gate. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about Star Wars Rebels. So basically, all Star Wars all the time. May the 4th be with you.
And I may have a little tidbit about Walt Disney and what he may have said or written on his deathbed as his last words. All right, here we go. All right, Allie, I think you had something new to
I have
share.
huge news to talk about today. It was just announced that a new producer is heading to a dedicated Star Wars studio division at Walt Disney Imagineering. Now, when you hear that, you probably think, Star Wars studio, that sounds like they're making movies. Aren't they already making movies? As a matter of fact, we had that awesome picture of the cast for Star Wars 7 recently posted. But actually, what this division is, it's a division that's completely dedicated to theme park rides and attractions. The guy who's been assigned to this is named Scott Trowbridge, and most people won't know him, but his big claim to fame is what some people call the greatest ride of all time, which is Spider-Man at Universal Studios.
Yeah, that one's pretty good. So when you say there's a studio, does that mean they're going to be filming there? And if you want to be an extra and I can live my dream of being a stormtrooper, I can show up in Orlando and try to get in the casting call line or something?
Well, no, kind of as I just said, it doesn't mean movies, it means actual attraction creation. So what's so important about this is this guy is a huge hitter, and being put into this position means that there's a little bit more relevance behind the rumors that are going around that we are going to get a 5th gate.
5th gate?
A 5th gate means another theme park.
What?
So after Universal has done a pretty poor job of not creating a park that utilizes Harry Potter and instead just rethemed rides, has thrown a couple rides in, and while they are supposed to be really great, it's not enough of a draw to get most people to go there. Disney doesn't seem to want to fall down that same trap, so putting this guy in charge really points to creating a Star Wars theme park.
Oh my God, they totally need a Death Star hotel.
Death Star Hotel?
That would be pretty cool.
Cantina restaurant. I mean,
It's endless.
It is an endless trove of ideas that can come out of Star Wars. And yes, I guess you really should be able to be a stormtrooper if you want.
So now I have new motivation to exercise and stay healthy so I can go visit this park, like hopefully in 10 years, you think?
Yeah, because white does make people look bigger, so if you're going to be a stormtrooper, yeah, you want to stay fit.
Wow, now that's exciting. A Star Wars theme park opening at Disney. When is this opening?
Now listen, you are going into warp speed, my friend, and you need to just settle down. All I'm saying is that this is a very good sign that they are putting someone of great importance in charge of something, which seems a little bit more than just making a ride or what has been up till this time the acknowledged plan, which was just taking a section of Hollywood Studios and instead of putting Cars Land in it, making it Star Wars.
Okay, so now that you've thrown a bucket of water on my enthusiasm, where can someone verify what you've just told us?
Every single webpage devoted to Disney.
Is there one in particular?
Nope, just every single one.
Fine. I'm still going to be a stormtrooper someday. It's going to happen. Speaking of Star Wars, I can't help but notice on YouTube is all these, fake out teaser trailers, and they're pretty good. And I have to say, I didn't play a lot of these Star Wars games, the console or PC, but those graphics are pretty decent, and I was rather entertained. Some of them go like 7 minutes. And frankly, I'm kind of hoping I think J.J. Abrams is going to take the movie back to sort of the original three, where it's a little more visceral, maybe less reliance on the technology. I don't want to see. He did promise less or zero CGI. Because let's take that Superman movie, for example. Like, the beginning was really cool. You kind of got to look into their lives, and you see, Superman growing up and the typical trials and tribulations of experiencing life as a younger
Well,
person.
actually, there was only one good scene, and that was when he was coming out of the water shirtless. The rest of the movie was a waste of time.
Well, back to my train of thought. I thought the movie was good up until the big city smash scene, and it just got ridiculous, and it was like some computer programmer took over the last third of the movie, and I probably should have just walked out at that point. So hopefully Star Wars is not that.
Kind of like that meme where it's Superman talking to Iron Man saying, "Seriously, it took 6 of you to stop an alien invasion?" And Stark goes, "Technically, it was only 2 of us. The other 4 contained the destruction of the city to a few blocks while saving human lives. How much damage did you cause, by the way?"
Yeah, exactly. Well said. Wonderful. Star Wars land. I'm very excited about that. Anything else you'd like to share, all-knowing Allie?
Well, in honor of May the 4th, Disney did release the trailer for the new Star Wars Rebel cartoon series, which looks really amazing with Freddie Prinze Jr. It's set between the end of episode 3 and the beginning of episode 4, and he plays a Jedi who now has no group to depend on and has to go out and make his way in life. So it looks really good.
Where can one see this interesting cartoon?
Well, you could go to Disney XD because that's the network that it's going to be on, Disney's XD network.
Is that a TV network or online? I've never heard of it.
Yep, it's a network.
What channel?
Disney XD.
So what kind of level of cable do you have to have for that?
Oh, I don't know. I don't have cable.
So how does one watch this if they're like us and don't have expensive cable?
Well, I guess they do have this invention called Google. You could Google it.
Yeah, but
Go to Disney XD and type in Rebels.
Excellent. Good idea. Okay, thank you. I've got a couple of interesting Disney tidbits that I was able to dig up. Would you like to hear them?
Sure.
Walt Disney, apparently, his final words on his deathbed he wrote them, actually, rather than spoke them, were rather cryptically, "Kurt Russell. Ah." No one, including the actor himself, has any idea why.
Well, I mean, it should be pretty obvious why.
Why?
He must have been thinking of some kind of project, and Kurt Russell, who was one of his favorites, he was a child actor signed to Disney Studios at that time, he must have had an idea for Kurt Russell. The real question is, what was that project? Was it a movie? What movie? What did Walt Disney come up with right there at the end?
Tron?
Maybe?
Yeah, I think Kurt Russell's probably supposed to be Tron. Instead, that other dude's agent, made a better deal or something.
I like Tron Legacy. I know I'm in the minority, but I really liked it.
I liked it. I like that wizard guy, and nobody liked him, but I thought that was kind of cool. They just didn't really develop the character that much to make you, I think, fully understand or appreciate what he was all about.
When I go on Test Track, I listen to my own soundtrack. It's a Tron soundtrack that a fan made because, of course, that ride, the reboot, was supposed to be Tron. At the last minute, GM decided that I guess they had paid back enough taxpayer money so they could actually sponsor the ride, and they didn't want to do a Tron ride because they didn't feel like it showcased their vehicles enough. So that's why that ride is so disjointed. It doesn't make a lot of sense, although visually it is pretty cool. But I listen to a cool Tron soundtrack, which brings that ride to where it should be.
Well, that's one thing that my criticism of Disney rides is that, God, they wait like 10, 12, 15 years before they make a ride that matches a movie. Take Avatar. Aren't they building a whole park about Avatar? And this movie now, I mean, it's just cobwebs in my brain. Avatar, what?
Well, yeah, but they're filming right now the next 3 movies. They're doing them all at once. So it is Disney getting ahead of the curve with it. They just feel that Avatar can bring to Animal Kingdom that mythical section that has been missing. And of course, we were promised in the beginning because it was supposed to be the extinct, the live, and the mythical. So they just feel that that's the right fit.
Am I going to be able to put on a mech suit and smash trees?
No, what you're going to be able to do is fly.
Oh, like soaring? Is that going to be another 2-hour wait in line? Soaring over Avatar? Wait time, 200 minutes.
Are you completely unaware of the fact that now we don't wait in lines because we book our fast passes ahead of time?
Oh, I guess I did hear you mention that.
So there is some really good Star Wars news on the horizon. So my fingers and toes are still crossed that it's going to be awesome because I think there's real potential, even though J.J. Abrams screwed up Khan so bad.
Okay, well, we'll let that slide for maybe a future episode dissecting J.J. Abrams and how he handles his movies. However, let's recap what I have learned today. So,
what did you learn?
You talked about a 5th gate in some guy being hired who is famous for the Spider-Man movie at Universal, or Spider-Man ride at Universal, being hired to perhaps, tease me with this, perhaps create a Star Wars theme park. That'll be another theme park in the, hopefully, Disney World in Orlando, since it's close to us. Am I right?
Yes, you are. Although he was already an Imagineer. He's just been moved to this newly created division.
Nice. Then you, Era, help me out here.
You are only mildly interested, aren't you?
Well, no, because I think then I talked about something, like, we learned that Walt Disney's last words were, Kurt Russell. Ah!
Okay, and the only other thing we talked about, other than Kurt Russell, is the Star Wars Rebels, which really looks good with Freddie Prinze Jr.
Excellent. All right, well, thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful week, and stay magical.
Don't be a dumbass.
That's a wrap.